My name's Tom Wolfe, and I want to be Mayor of Saskatoon. Today I'm announcing my infrastructure platform. Like all of you, I'm a proud Saskatoonian. I've had enough of crumbling roads, bridges, and waterworks. I'm here to announce that as Mayor, I'm going to do something about it. Saskatoon is at the center of the largest growth in Saskatchewan's economic history. We're attracting people from across Canada and around the world. Our city has been building at an unprecedented pace to keep up. My platform is grounded in the need to address the realities of that growth. We need to ensure that Saskatoon grows in a way that is financially sound. There are 5 pillars to my infrastructure plan. First, I will fix and modernize roads. Second, I will build a North Bridge. Third, I will build more affordable neighborhoods. Fourth, I will restore planning and accountability to our financial practices. And fifth, I will work with the province to modernize the way cities in Saskatchewan are funded. Why? Because the way we've been doing things are outdated, and it is not good enough to take us in the future. Let me tell you about my plan. On roads. In the short time since I announced my candidacy, you have been making it loud and clear to me that I need to think about our existing infrastructure. In particularly, I need to think about our roads. As your mayor, I will put more money into road repairs and fix our roads. We've underinvested in roads for too many years. The shape of our roadways, even in the heart of our downtown, is an embarrassment. Currently, Saskatoon spends amongst the lowest rate for road repair in Western Canada. This is not good enough for Saskatoon, and this is a key priority for me. I support building a North Bridge, but the current plan is not good enough. It is being designed as a commuter bridge only. This is important. Over 40,000 people live in the northeastern part of our city, our fastest growing area. People in the southeast are also dramatically affected. But every day, tens of thousands of other commuters and commercial traffic are trapped on Circle Drive North. For them, rush hour is a slow and frustrating experience. It's getting worse all the time. But the current plan being endorsed by Mayor Atchison does little to help them. I believe that if we are spending money on North Bridge, it needs to also link to Circle Drive North so that the heavy truck traffic passing through Saskatoon bypasses our residential roads and makes it easier for people to get to their families. I don't think it's good enough to let them wait many more years for a solution. Eventually, as we continue to grow, we will need a perimeter highway and bridge, but I feel strongly that the people who use Circle Drive North every day should not have to wait that long. Let's talk about affordable neighborhoods. The least expensive growth plan will always be the one that has already been paid for. In other cities, they have found that the cost of supplying services to housing built on existing infrastructure can cost as little as 1/18 of the cost of building in a new neighborhood. We need to make the most of our existing infrastructure by promoting infill development, both inside and outside of Circle Drive. People want to live in a neighborhood where they can walk to the store, where their kids can walk to school. They want to be near a green space and maybe a decent restaurant or two. Generally speaking, to be close to the kinds of services that they like to use on a daily basis. Luckily, this type of neighborhood is not only a great place to live, but it's also the least expensive for a city to run. I will ensure our older and newer neighborhoods meet this standard. Now I want to talk about greater accountability and better funding ideas. Last week, a group called Prosperity Saskatoon held a press conference. This group included the Saskatoon Chamber of Commerce, the North Saskatoon Business Association, the Saskatoon Regional Economic Development Authority, and the Saskatoon Home Builders Association. They had a message that resounded strongly with me. We cannot take our economic growth for granted. In the world of business, there are always other cities and other countries competing for that business. We need to make smart and responsible decisions. Early in my term as Mayor of Saskatoon, I will meet with Premier Wall to discuss our common growth agenda. We need to modernize how our two governments interact. We will discuss my proposal for a funding formula so it can meet our growing infrastructure needs. I will propose to the province a 20-year infrastructure financing plan that will help Saskatoon build those projects that are necessary to support continued provincial growth. I have already had early discussions with some of our provincial politicians. We need to move away from planning one mega project at a time. We simply cannot rely on a plan that involves taking on increasing amounts of debt and hoping for the best. It is irresponsible and it is dangerous. Growth involves planning. Smart planning needs a clear understanding of how much money you have to work with. Instead of making announcements and hoping funding will follow, we can begin to plan with a larger vision for the city in mind. Finally, in closing, I want to share one final thought. I am hopeful and excited about the future of Saskatoon. However, I do share the caution expressed by the business community last week. I have seen firsthand what happens to cities that have taken on so much debt that they can't cope with a shift in the economy. Our future and the future of our kids depends on the leaders of Saskatoon. We need to use our knowledge, wisdom and judgment to make this city one that will continue to prosper, not just for another decade, but for generations to come. Thank you.